new reports out that the U.S. could formally give de jure recognition to Russia's control over Crimea. And this has landed like a total freaking bombshell in Kyiv, with lawmakers unanimous in their opposition to such a move, as well as issuing grave warnings about its potential consequences. So, the potential recognition of this sets a very dangerous precedent that could plunge the world into numerous wars. And this is Vladimir Ariv, lawmaker with the European Solidarity Party. Ukraine should not side with those intending to violate the fundamental principles established after World War II. The Trump administration's final proposal for ending the Russia-Ukraine war include U.S. de jure recognition of Russia's control over Crimea, along with de facto recognition of its occupation of other Ukrainian territories. Now, the recognition of Russia's occupation of Crimea and a ban on Ukraine joining NATO are also supposedly a part of this package. So another lawmaker from the Servant of the People Party told the Kyiv Independent that she really fears the question of recognizing Crimea. She says, quote here, "I don't like it. I cannot imagine us agreeing to this if it's real. De jure recognition, if I'm honest, if it was de facto, then we could talk, but de jure is too much." So a little definition here, a little background. De facto recognition would mean accepting that where Russian troops are in control of Ukraine territory is Russian territory for the foreseeable future, but not locked in as the world sees it, so to speak, because there would be the option of land returning to Ukraine, potentially by diplomatic means. And Zelensky himself has previously acknowledged that that might have to come to pass as it pertains to Korea. But de jure Crimea, sorry. De jure recognition, however, is final. It's an admission that the land in question is now Russian land, and it would remain so unless Ukraine goes in by force to what I mean. So Ukrainian lawmakers who spoke to the Kyiv Independent said recognizing Russia's de jure control of the peninsula is next to impossible. Here's a quote here. The Ukrainian constitution does not provide for the recognition of its territories as being seized by another country. According to the Ukrainian constitution, Crimea is legally recognized and is inseparable to Ukraine. No acts can be passed by the Ukrainian government that contradict the constitution of the country. So no government has a mandate to recognize Crimea as Russian. This was Yanchenko, a lawmaker from the Servant of the People Party. Any peace agreement that includes such a provision would risk sparking unrest within the country. That's why no Ukrainian leadership would ever agree to it. And there's just no chance. Like, nobody's going to even consider this. So this also comes on the back of J.D. Couchenboffer there saying it's time for Kyiv and Moscow to either say yes right now to the deal we've made or where the states are walking away. And that could play into the Kremlin's hands in a big way, in a very big way. And I don't know that Trump has thought about this, but I want a Nobel Peace Prize can go right up your rectum if you do that, you sorry-ass sack of crap. So, there's another quote here. Recognizing territory seized by military means, this would be the first such recognition since World War II. It sets a dangerous precedent that could reignite many more wars in the near future here, which could potentially reach the scale of World War III in very, very many ways. And that, again, is Ari from the first party we spoke of there in Ukraine. So there is some real crazy stuff going on with the ceasefire and, maybe even more of a let's just lock in where we are and call it peace for now. There's a lot of stuff going on. And in my opinion, I don't see a lot that's good for Ukraine in any way. And yet it seems to be America, a country that doesn't even seem to give a rat's ass for them at this point in history, as the ones that are setting the terms. It's very confusing as a Canadian to see all of this taking place in the world right now.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very strange World War III when the whole world is fighting, apart from America, because they'll be fighting themselves in a civil war. So
yeah.
It's going to be very interesting.
that could play out as a whole separate side. And if
Yeah.
so, I don't know how many shows we can squeeze in a day, but we'll try to keep up.
Wow, we'll have to get you on our bombshell, huh?
Yeah. Maybe we'll just have to fly around the world lots to get reporting done.
Well, as Donald Trump tries to hold up the peace in the world, and he's doing a pretty shitty job at it. Passengers on a plane were holding up the ceiling. Yeah, a Delta Airlines flight from Atlanta to Chicago turned into a high altitude balancing act when passengers were forced to literally hold up the ceiling of the airplane mid-flight after the interior collapsed.
Whoa!
Yes, this woman says, "Oh, my homie, yeah, all right, was on a Delta flight and the ceiling collapsed." Who posted a video of the incident and has since racked up 195,000 views. We don't care because we're not giving them a shout out.
Yeah.
The footage shows several passengers with arms raised, holding up a sagging ceiling panel on the Boeing 717 as the flight cruised at 30,000 feet. The attendants finally duct taped it after he held it up for a while, along with a photo. Yeah, they put a photo up of the impromptu repair job thing. It was a bit of an odd photograph, but there you go. Yeah. According to Payne, passengers were eventually sent back to Atlanta, where they waited for hours before being transferred to another plane. Yeah, because what you expect, you're going to be one instantly there for you. In response, Delta allegedly offered a measly 10,000 Sky Miles, the equivalent of about $100 in travel credit. Later, Delta confirmed the incident to the New York Post, saying, "Delta thanks our customers for their patience and cooperation. We apologize for the delay on their travels." The airline added that no injuries occurred and the panel was later affixed into place before passengers were transferred to a new aircraft.
Anybody got a screw?
Typical Boeing.
Just need a couple.
It's a good job they weren't trying to hold the wings on. The flight continued.
That human chain out the door. Come on, we can get there.
Everybody stick your arms out. We've lost the wings. Still frustrated passengers and social media users were quick to vent online. Someone said, "I was on this flight. Delta only gave me $100 credit. Imagine if this happened during turbulence." Oh, yeah. Yeah, Delta will only give me 10,000 miles when people had to hold the bloody plane together.
I'm surprised at a moment like this, the Delta people don't jump in and say, "Look, we're going to hook you up with a couple of free flights, but just shut up about it for us, please."
Don't say anything. Don't mention it.
Yeah. But of course it was. Oops. Sorry. Of course it was a plane. So there's that.
Yeah, I'm surprised Boeing aren't handing out silencing plate. What do you call it? Non-disclosure agreements before people get on a plane now.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, if I was booking a trip somewhere and you can see the flag, I wouldn't be going to America at the moment. Sorry. But I would be at the travel agency going, "Okay, so I want to go with somebody who doesn't use Boeing planes."
Yeah.
Right? Unbelievable. It just keeps happening. Everything Boeing falls apart. Scary situation. Yes. So if you're new here, hit subscribe on your way out, and thanks for joining us.
Yes, and leave a boingy comment in the comment section down below. Boing.
Oh, they're so bad.